Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. We are outside today in my backyard, and we're gonna do a quick little tips for new teachers. I am in my I'm going into my 5th year of teaching 7th grade science this year. I work at a Title I school in, I can't tell you the district, I almost did. I love my job. It's so hard. But we're about 3 weeks away from going back to school, but it's in summer break right now. Also, it's really hot outside, so if my hair gets bigger, ignore it. So my first year was the year 2020 going into 2021. The pandemic was in full swing. So my first year was genuinely horrible. The first couple months we were completely virtual, and then within the next couple months, we started bringing kids back, and we had 5 different schedules. We had A kids, we had B kids, C kids, D kids, maybe 4, and E kids, I don't know. But basically, like, the A kids would come on Monday and Wednesday. B kids would come Monday, Thursday. B kids would come Tuesday, Friday. Wednesday was supposedly off for us, but then, like, one of the kids came those days because they needed extra help. But then, like, the D kids came all 4 days. It was so chaotic, genuinely so horrible. But I survived it. And then at one point, I think we all went back in too. I don't even know. You know what? I survived it. I'm very proud of myself. Also, I have a coffee with me right here. Let me do a taste test. It's mid. My dogs are over here laying, sunbathing too. But today what I want to do is do some advice that I have for new teachers, just coming from me. I don't know how great these are, but these are things that I wish somebody told me when I first started teaching. I have my little list. So cute. All right, but let's go ahead and get started because it's hot and I don't want to be out here. Okay? All right, so number 1, it says, learn how to say no. Don't do too much your first year. Learn the ropes and stay afloat. I wish somebody told me that. Okay? So my first year, like I said, was really, really rough. Just because there was a lot of different schedules going on. I was trying to do way too much. And I think it was in good heart. I just don't think I should have done it because I think I got very, very burnt out the first year. I truly believe that if you're a first-year teacher, not like moving from different schools, like a first-year teacher, first time you're ever going in the classroom, like teaching, I genuinely think that you need to focus on that. I think sometimes we take on too many responsibilities, and I know I have this issue. I don't like to say no. I feel like I'm letting people down. I'm in therapy for that. But I think if we just focus on the teaching and you say no to other things that maybe aren't as important, like coaching. Trust me, I loved coaching. I really did. And I'm very glad I did not do that. My first year, I think I genuinely would have died. But like maybe say no to, holding after school tutoring, because I definitely didn't. I did after school tutoring. I was sending weekly newsletters to parents. I was doing like things that just weren't necessary that first year, because in retrospect, nobody cared that first year because we were all just literally trying to survive. Saying no, though, is going to help you not burn out. And burnout in teaching is genuinely one of the things that happens the most. I think I get burnt out every single year. I don't think I've ever not been burnt out. But when you get burnt out, you don't love your job as much. And then you don't put everything that you want into your job. And I think that's a very, very big issue in teaching. And unfortunately, I don't think it's caused by us. I think it's literally because of the system. But that's a whole another part that I'm not going into. I'm sweating. Hopefully you can't see that. That's why I used half and half because we didn't have any creamer and then like the cold brew stuff. But I want the cold brew like flavor to go through all of it. You know what I'm saying? All right, number 2, be their teacher and not their friend. Not saying like don't let them confide in you, because some of these kids genuinely need to. All right, but you need to set boundaries and hold to them. I think first-year teachers struggle with this the most, and 100% I did that. My first year teaching, I was their friend. I was not their teacher. I regret it. I think it's just a rite of passageway at this point. I think every first-year teacher unfortunately does that. the goal is to get better at it. By my second year, I was like, I do not want to be friends with, first of all, I never wanted to be friends with them. I just wanted them, I wanted them to feel comfortable with me. And the thing is if these kids know that you care about them, they will confide in you. All right, the amount of times these kids have confided in me, and I have literally never tried to be their friend, never put any inclination of me being their friend, because I don't want to be. I want to be their teacher, and I want to be their best teacher. I think you need to set boundaries, though. And it depends on what kind of teacher you are, what kind of kids you have. For me, my boundaries, I don't let them just come to my classroom at any time. I don't let them have, like, I don't let them break the rules in my class because, oh, they need it. No. The rules are there for a reason. You need to follow the rules. And I understand sometimes there needs to be, you know, sometimes you need to break the rules. However, they're kids. All right, they're going to find a way to get you to allow it and then continue to allow it. They're kids. I teach 12-year-olds, you know, like it's what it is. But they need a teacher, and they need an adult that they feel they can trust. They don't need another friend. I think that's the hardest one. And like I said, every first year teacher does it. So like if you start to do it, it's okay. Maybe ask for help, figure out how to get better at it. All right, but once you recognize it, that you do it, it's gonna get so much better, I promise. All right, number 3, spend the first week going over your procedures and model them. I wish they like taught you how to do this in teaching school. Now listen, I learned how to teach through the alternate certification, Teachers for Tomorrow, I think it's called, I don't even know. So I didn't go to like college for this. I completely learned everything my first year. So maybe they do this, I don't know. Also, do you see how it's getting sunnier? I'm sweating. I need y'all to go away. The first week, obviously your school might have a different like plan for this. My school particularly, the first week we are not allowed to teach any content, so no science at all. I can do like, you know, lab safety and stuff like that, but no like periodic, nothing. I have to go over procedures, basics, everything like that. And I think that's very, very good. It gets boring, don't get me wrong, don't enjoy it, it's not fun by any means, but it's necessary. Like I said, I teach 12-year-olds, so if I tell them, hey, when you come in, you're going to grab your notebook, you're going to sit down, you're going to do your warm-up. They're like, okay, cool. They don't know what that means. They could have been flying in space. They don't know where they are. So when I say model, literally, we're going to spend an entire day doing this. And it sounds so stupid. I'm going to have my kids line up at the back door. I'm going to have them walk out into, because I have 2 doors in my classroom because I'm a science classroom. They're going to walk out. They're going to walk back into my classroom. We're going to pretend like they're walking in for the first time that day. I'm going to say, good morning, y'all. How you doing? Blah, blah, blah. And they're going to physically do it. If everyone does it right, we can move on. If everybody doesn't do it right, we're literally going to do it again. It sounds like punishment. It's really not. You genuinely need to go through your procedures and you need to model them, because these kids will not, their brains aren't fully developed. They physically cannot grasp that idea of the procedure until they physically do it, and they have to do it a lot. Like the first month is rough. It's horrible. It's not horrible, but the procedures, it's rough, okay? It's not just you. It's literally everybody. It's every veteran teacher, okay? The kids are learning different procedures for literally all of their classes. You have to give them some grace. As long as they're trying, they'll get it. But yeah, literally go through your procedures. Don't even do them all on the first day. Literally take like 1 per day. And then every day review the one you did before and then add another one. That way it's not like overwhelming to the kids. Because if you do all your procedures in one day, their brains are gonna explode. Okay, you do have to give them grace. They're 12 or whatever grade you teach. That was my dog. I don't know if you heard him. Number 4, start out with good communication with parents. This one is so hard. Parent communication. This one's a tricky topic, just because talking to parents is hard, especially if it's not for good stuff. The way I like to do it, and this is going to sound so stupid, the first month of school. So I have roughly 150 students, depending on the year. I just always round up because make it a little bit easier. So I know this is a little bit harder than if you were in elementary school. Maybe you only have like 20, 30 kids. For me, I have 5 different blocks. Yeah, 5 different blocks. Oh my God, it's a bug on me. For me, I have 5 different blocks, roughly around 30 kids in each class. So I have 150-ish kids, okay? That's a lot of parents to contact. Trust me, I get it. What I do the first month is I literally dedicate the first month to just texting. I don't call. I don't do that. I have one of those, well, I usually use a free app for this, but I pay for them now because I've been doing this for 5 years. I use a free app. I usually use Text Now, and I just type their phone number in. You can get off PowerSchool or whatever form you use, and I just text them the same message. That sounds bad. It's 150 kids. I'm sorry. What are you going to do? The first month, at least. After that, I do personalized. The first month, I literally text, and I say something along the lines of like, hello, this is Miss Roberto from your school. I'm so glad to be teaching your student, and then put their name this year. They are so fun to have in class as of right, or like currently. I can't wait for this year. Just something good. As a parent, I feel like when you get a text from the school or a teacher, you automatically think it's bad. And I feel like that just no matter what puts a bad taste in their mouth. And I feel like starting good, if that makes sense, starting with a good note can kind of feel like they're on the same side. I think it's really hard. Like I said, I'm in a Title I school, and I feel like, I don't know how to word this. I love working in a Title I school. I don't think I will ever work in, I probably will because, depends on where I go, but I love working in a Title I school. I prefer to work in a Title I school. These kids need me, and I feel like I can help them. And I feel like this is just where I belong. Unfortunately, sometimes the parents don't think we're on the same side as them, which is sad because all we ever want as teachers is for the kids to thrive and to be safe and to be comfortable and to get an education and to get the best education they can. And unfortunately, sometimes these parents don't think, like they think we're out to get them or to get their kids. That's not, I can only speak for myself, obviously. That's not true. And I can understand why they think that, especially from past experiences that I obviously don't know about. And it's probably valid, their thought process. So I think starting off the year with just like a quick, hey, I have your student in my class. They're really fun, like they're funny, something good about them. I think it sets the tone. And I know it's a lot of work. Trust me, I get it. I've done it 4 years in a row now. I literally do it the first month. I think it helps a lot with the majority of your kids. Obviously, some parents don't ever answer. I think it's really, really important. And like I said, I know it's a lot of work. Trust me. I hate hearing the people on like TikTok be like, do it. And they're like, those teachers that only have 30 kids. And I'm like, bro, that would take me a day. And I'm like, I have 5 times that. Trust me, I have 150. I get it. I promise you I get it. 100%. But like I said, I think it's really important. And like I said, you could literally do like a copy and paste message. Because once you get to, at this point, you don't really know the kid anyway. Just a little, hey, it's so dark. Be like, hey, so excited to teach your kid. If you ever need anything, message me. You know what I'm saying? And like, first of all, side note, never give your phone number out to these parents. Okay, never. I know so many teachers that do that. And their work-life balance is so messed up because they'll be going home and they have like a text message from their parent. Absolutely not. I've only given out my phone number to like my volleyball players' parents because I go hours away with them. You know what I mean? Don't do that. My biggest takeaway, I don't call. All right, we're in the generation where these parents do not answer calls most of the time at all. Half of them don't even have voicemail set up, okay? I don't either. I'm not judging. What I do is I use Text Now. Literally Google like free texting app. There's bajillions. I just use Text Now because it was the easiest. It saves all your messages, which is phenomenal for proof. And I feel like when I say proof, it sounds bad. Teachers and admin are gonna ask you for proof, being like, what did you text them? They said they've never heard from you. And you could literally be like, this is a text message. So texting them is phenomenal proof. but it's also a generated number. So for me, I live in South Carolina, so I use the area code 843 because I live in Myrtle Beach, East South Carolina. But you can use whatever you want, but it's a new number, so it's not your number. I don't even have the app downloaded on my phone. It's only on my computer. So if I'm not at work, I'm not answering you, just because I need that balance. When I leave work, I need to stop, which I don't, but I need to. All right, number 5, be flexible. Sometimes your activities don't go as planned. It's okay. I think I need to learn this one. This is so hard for me. Oh my gosh. Hold on, y'all. I have to I'm on my iPhone. This is so hard for me. I am a perfectionist. I get very upset when things don't go the way I envision them in my head. So I'm still working on this. Sometimes your activities suck. Okay? Not because what you made or anything. Sometimes they just don't work. Literally last year, so in South Carolina, our standards get for science, kind of refixed every couple years, and unfortunately happened last year. And so one of the standards I teach, I've taught it before, it's not even new. It's the atomic composition of atoms, molecules, compounds, stuff like that, right? So basically I gave the kids a cutout of a bunch of different atoms, circles with the C in it to kind of make it look more 3D. All they had to do was color it and then cut it out and put it on a piece of paper to look like H2O or something like that. It was so bad. It was so bad. It was such a good idea. And I'm going to try it again this year, but I'm going to redo it a little bit. So bad. Literally, so I have 5 blocks, right? I had first, second, third, and then fifth and sixth. I skipped fourth block. That was my planning. Literally, after second block, I stopped doing it. I scrapped it completely. That's okay. It happens. It happens literally more than I would like to think. Honestly, I don't even like to admit it. It happens all the time. Okay? It's okay. It doesn't mean that your activity sucked. It just means you need to fix something in it. That's it. Okay? Literally, it's fine. Get over it. I think what I did is after second block, I said, screw this. And I think we just drew it instead. We drew it as a class instead of cutting it out, pasting it. It was, they didn't have enough knowledge of it yet to do that level, which is fine. I needed to go back and do it better. So yeah, if your activities don't work all the time, that's totally fine. Okay? Just maybe make a note of it and be edit it for next year so that next year you guys don't have to go through the same heartbreak of it. But you could figure out what you did wrong. For me, I know I didn't have enough build up to it. So they didn't have enough prior knowledge for that level of activity yet, if that makes sense. This really isn't that good. Okay, never mind, it's getting better. All right, number 6. This one's hard. Ask for help. Literally ask for help. Ask to observe other teachers with great classroom management or ask for other activities. Okay, so I don't know exactly how other schools work, but in my school we have someone called a curriculum coach who's kind of over all of the curriculum. So my first year I utilized her and I asked for help a lot with her. Obviously your first year classroom management, maybe yours is great. Most of us don't have great ones, and I'm one of them. Mine was horrible. Absolutely horrible. I don't know how I didn't get yelled at. However, the teacher right across my hall from me, Mr. Barron, he is genuinely the best teacher I've ever seen in my entire life. If I could be half of what he is, I'll be so happy. He is, it's so dark. Whatever. He has the best classroom management. His activities are insane. And he's a social studies teacher, by the way. I look up to him so much, and he knows it. I can't speak highly enough of him. So my first year, I asked my curriculum coach, and I was like, can I go observe him? He has great classroom management, and I want to see it. So the day I observed him, they were talking about the trenches. I think it was in World War II. He made all of his kids get under the desks. And so I got under the desk too at this point. I'm an adult. And he had this audio where it was as if we were in the trenches. And so as this audio is playing of like people screaming, like guns going off, like don't get me wrong, not scary, like it was very much like fake. He was crawling around on the floor, screaming as if we were in the trenches. He was like, "Oh my God, Jerry," one of the kids, no, "Jerry's leg just got blown off. Let's go." It was so intense, but these kids were so hooked in. I was hooked in. I'm like on the floor. I'm like, "Oh my God, I'm gonna die." It was the coolest thing ever. I think I've observed him a couple of times, and then I observed other teachers. It's not embarrassing. All right, it's not admitting defeat by any means. If you want to get better, you need to see other people. And my goal as a teacher, I'm going to be the best teacher. Like, I'm not here to be like, "Oh, I'm a good," no, I want to be the best teacher for these kids. So in order to get better, I need to look at other people. The other thing I say is utilize your group. So in middle school, we have content groups. So like science, I'm not sure how it works for like elementary. I'm guessing like grades, maybe. These dogs are dead next to me. But so I utilize my science group every day, literally every 15 minutes. I love them. First of all, I'm blessed. They are genuinely all like my best friends. I would probably hate my job if it wasn't for them. They just help with everything. So I do love them. Let's say I'm working on the periodic table and I'm like, damn, I'm just like not liking my content. I'll literally text them and be like, "Hey, y'all, what's a good activity for this?" And some of them are 8th grade teachers, but we all kind of have different activities. And they'd be like, "Hey, use this. This sounds so cool." Just ask for help. It sounds horrible. Trust me, I hate doing it. I never do it. But at school, it's going to save your life. And make friends with them. Like, don't get me wrong. Don't make friends with the people that you don't like. You know what I'm saying? You will find your group. Even if it doesn't feel like it. It took me probably 2 years to find my group. My first year, the people I talked to, I don't talk to them anymore. They don't work in the school, thank God. But without like help, it's going to be really hard. And my help are phenomenal. I love my group. I love the people I eat lunch with every day. It takes time. Don't stress about it, especially if you're new to the school. You'll get there. Don't worry. All right, number 7, make your classroom efficient, comfy, and don't worry if it's not gorgeous the first year. This one's hard, especially from a perfectionist like me. This one's hard to grasp, okay? Every new teacher, most of us, love putting our room together. We dream about it. I'm literally 3 weeks from school right now, and I've already envisioned everything that I'm doing with my classroom this year. And this is my 5th year in this same room. Like, I know what I'm doing. You know, nothing much is changing. Your first year, if it's not 100% what you want, it's okay. As long as it's efficient and you feel comfortable in it, that is all that matters. And when I say comfy in it, you are in your classroom the most. You basically live in your classroom, which is fine. I mean, we're there all the time. You need to feel comfortable in your classroom. And I'm not saying comfortable enough to sleep there because that's weird. But it needs to feel like your safe space. So like my classroom is my safe space. When I walk in, I know what is expected of me. I know what I'm doing. And if you're in your first year and you don't know what you're doing, that's okay. You'll get there. My first year, I definitely did it. I'll attach a picture. This was my classroom, like my first year. Okay. Not cute by any means. I think I had like a couple decorations up and I was slightly comfy in it. And then this is last year. This is like my house, my home, my second home. I put so much effort into it, and you don't have to do that. This is just what makes me feel comfortable. If it wasn't like this, I wouldn't want to be in it every day. And you need to want to be in your classroom every day. Otherwise, this isn't the job for you, which is fine. Trust me, it's a hard job. But if you don't want to be in that classroom every day, you're not going to enjoy your job. You know what I'm saying? Number 8, use your resources. Teachers Pay Teachers, Pinterest, Google. Luckily for you, you are not the first teacher in the world. You're also not the most creative teacher in the world, which may hurt because it hurts me a little bit. However, if you need help looking for resources, use the internet, okay? We are in a phenomenal time in the world where everything we could possibly want is on the internet. I use Teachers Pay Teachers like my social media, okay? Which, first of all, go look at my shop. I'll link it below. I love Teachers Pay Teachers. And I don't even use it for like decor or anything. I literally use it for like the simplest things, okay? Some days you go into school and you say, I can't do this today. All right. Unfortunately, it's harder for a teacher to take a sick day than it is most other jobs because we have to plan for everything. It's just a lot of work. So some days you go to school feeling like crap. And you know what? It's okay. That might be the one day a month that you need to just sit at your desk, let the kids do some independent work, put their headphones on, don't talk to me. It's okay. We literally all have them. As long as it's not routinely for you, that's fine. You know what I'm saying? And when that happens, I put my pretty butt onto Teachers Pay Teachers. I look up, let's say we're doing energy. Find a nice little web quest for them. Find a nice little worksheet for them. Most of the time, they're only $1. And I'm sorry, that is the easiest damn dollar I'm ever going to spend. And then you're good. Listen, you might think you're above Teachers Pay Teachers. You're not. You're not. There are so many great activities out there, including mine. Like took me 10 hours. I created an entire crime scene lab for Heredity, for finding the genotypes and the phenotypes of the killer. That sounds bad. The killer. It's a phenomenal lab. Absolutely phenomenal. My kids love it. My co-teachers loved it. It's on there. And listen, you're not above it. You're not above it. I don't care if you think you are. You're wrong. It is a phenomenal resource. Okay? If you don't want to use it, don't. But I guarantee you at some point throughout your education career, you are going to use it. And it is not bad. Okay? It's a resource for teachers. We're all putting them out there because we all want to be better teachers. Okay? Don't be above it. The next one is Pinterest. Pinterest is my favorite social media. You will never catch me not on Pinterest, okay? Not only for the cute decor for your classroom, there are some, if you literally look up like warm-ups, periodic table, science, middle school, phenomenal. What I do though, a lot of the time is I'll take a screenshot of them or like take a picture, and then I'll kind of edit them because most of the time, the majority of the world is on one set of standards. South Carolina doesn't do that, so our standards are slightly different. So I don't typically buy stuff off Pinterest just because they're not 100% geared towards my standards in South Carolina. So what I'll do is I'll kind of just get inspo for them and then change the questions. Like I'll create one on Canva. Also use Canva. You get a free Canva account as an educator. Ride or die Canva queen right here. And then use Google. A lot of teachers nowadays have like their own websites. I'm building one currently. And it basically has like all of their like really big activities on there. And a lot of them will have them up for free because, I mean, why not? We're all sharing. So use your resources, okay? You are not above it. It's okay. Literally everybody does it. All right, number 9. This is the most important one and the most cliche one. Can you even see my face? Have fun. And remember, it's for the kids. This is so cliche, but genuinely, I fully believe this. If you get to the point where you do not enjoy your job every single day, and I'm not talking about, listen, we all have days where we go home and we're like, we absolutely hate this job, we're quitting tomorrow. We all have those days. We work with children. But if you get to the point where it's every single day, you come home and you say, I cannot stand this job, and you physically don't care about the kids anymore, you need to quit. You need to be done. I've seen, not just in my school, but when I was a student, obviously, we've all seen teachers that clearly don't care about the kids and are just there for the paycheck, which is wild because we've all seen a teacher paycheck. That, you gotta quit. Because as of, currently, it's hard enough being a teacher with all the stereotypes and everything, which is insane because if you think about it, there's probably about like 70 teachers most of the time in like a school. And how many schools are there in each state? The majority of us teachers are doing it for the kids, but it's always the ones that aren't doing it for the kids that get, called out basically. If you ever get to the point where you don't care about the kids or you're just kind of giving up, it's okay. Change career paths. Go work somewhere else. We're not judging you. No one is. If they're judging you, I'm sorry, they're pieces of crap anyway. Nobody who's a good person is judging you. All right, because we all hate the people who stay and don't care about the kids. I would not be working for this paycheck if I didn't love these kids. And that's cliche, but sorry, I could make more working at Aldi. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not doing this for the paycheck. I'm doing this because I physically want to help these kids. And have fun. Your first year is going to be so rough. It's okay. Listen, once you get done with your first year, I promise you it's going to get better. 100%. And if it doesn't, change schools. All right, maybe that school's not the right school for you, which is okay. There's 1,000 schools everywhere. You need to find your right school. And it's okay if you need to stay there another year, kind of get your ropes down and then move. That's fine. Hopefully it's not toxic. If it is toxic, maybe get some help with that. I love my school. I don't think it's my forever school, unfortunately. I love them. It's just not manageable. It's about an hour away from where I live, and 27. Am I? No, I'm 26. I eventually want to have kids. If I have kids, I really don't think I could be driving 2 hours a day. So once you find your school, once you find your people, it's going to be so much easier. But yeah, have fun. It's going to be rough. It's going to suck some days. Absolutely suck some days. You're going to go home crying some days. It's life. But it is the best job in the world, so. All right. Now that I am dripping in sweat because it is a South Carolina summer with 100% humidity, those are all of my tips that I think I have for new teachers. Obviously, there's probably more, but I'm not in the teacher mode yet, okay? I'm still in summer break mode. But I hope some of those were helpful. If you ever have any questions about being a new teacher, please let me know. I love being a teacher. It's my favorite thing in the entire world, honestly. But it is hard. It does suck sometimes. But the most of the time, it's the best thing ever. And I hope I'm doing the kids justice. So, hope you guys enjoyed. I will see you guys on my next video. And have a great day. Bye, y'all.